I'm just going to quickly show you two other tools that are useful for modeling through the example of something I helped a student make a couple of years ago. She wanted to make a underwater city, and part of the city had these kind of tentacle structures. This is a simplified version of it. We had a lot more segments and it looked more organic in her version, but just for the purposes of showing you this tool, which is the multi-cut tool, I'm going to show you how to kind of use that tool to create the kind of suckers on the tentacle as an example. I'm just going to actually make an extra edge loop here. Mesh tools, insert edge loop. If you forgot that one, just there, that'll do. And the multi-cut tool is very useful. It's in Mesh Tools Multi-Cut. It allows you to create extra edges and kind of divide faces up. So the only thing you have to be very careful with is that it's actually snapping. See how it's red? It's snapping to this vertex. If it doesn't snap, you're going to end up with extra vertices randomly around the place. So you want to select that and then select, see how that's gone into a fraction there? That's going to create an extra vertex that I don't want, so I must make sure that it snaps. And there I have a line, and there must be a better way of doing this, but I haven't figured it out. Every time I make a line I have to select off the tool, go back to the select tool, and go back to the multi-cut tool, otherwise it kind of will continuously make a zigzag line or whatever, so like it would keep going, it would just sort of keep going like this, and we don't want to do that. So I have to click off and then on again. I'm just going to cut there, and then what I did, so what I'm going to do is make a kind of a circle here and pull it out, and what I had to do was something you can do when you're using the multi-cut tool is hold shift and it will go to the center of an edge and go from there rather than going from either edge. So there to there. Now I'm not off clicking because I can go right around to there and to there. Then what I did was, then I have to click off and on again. I went to there and there. Always making sure that I'm working with 4-sided faces or 3-sided faces. This one is not a 3-sided face though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, no, it is 4-sided, so that's okay. I was worried that it might be 5-sided. Oops, you don't want that. You can cut like that. Cut there. And then cut there. And then to make my circular kind of sucker bit, I then just selected those 4 vertexes, just R, scale them out, and now I have a lovely kind of circle that I can extrude. I wonder if that's an edge loop. No, it's not. I then select all those edges. I'm going to make them take up more space there. And then I could Control E. I'm just going to make that world. And oops. Oh, sorry, that's edges. I don't want to do that. I want to have faces. Select these 4 faces. Control E to extrude. Actually, no, I won't make it world. I'll just do it like that. And then you see I have a sucker on the tentacle, and of course we did another one there and we had a lot more segments and they went all the way up the tentacle. So that was a good example of the multi-cut tool and how you can use that, but the only thing to worry about is now I have a 5-sided face here, so I would have to, if I made another sucker there it would be fine, but I would have to connect this line up here to make sure that we had 4-sided faces. And of course you could say do that again with the multi-cut tool. Sorry, Mesh Tools, multi-cut. And hold shift to snap it to different fractions. And then that'll fix that five-sided face. Okay, so that's multi-cut tool. The other thing I could show you is, say, if you have accidentally deleted a face, or you have an area of faces that you really don't like and you've made a big mistake, you need to get rid of them. Oh, so I can show you something else here. See how when I box selected that, it selected all of those, and that selects the ones on the back as well. If you don't want it to do that, in your select tool options you can go camera based selection, turn that on, and that will only select faces that you can see in front of you, except it's left those. So that's important as well, camera based selection. Say I messed all that up and I hated it and I wanted to fix what I was doing. There's a couple of things you could do. Object mode. You could do the quick way, which is go mesh fill hole. That would fill the holes for you. But you then end up with a five-sided face here, so you have to do something like mesh clean up. Where is it? Clean up. And then you could automatically fix faces with more than 4 sides and clean that up, and it would try and do that for you. Or you could do it another way. You could do it more surgically by selecting an edge, extruding that edge, and then using something called the target weld tool. Mesh tools. Target weld tool here, see? And if you're in edge select, it will select edges, and if you're in vertex select, it will select vertexes. But you can select an edge and click, hold that down, and do that to connect it to another edge. That didn't work for some reason. I'll try doing it to that one. See? And that closes it. The only problem there is that you need to double check that it's actually connected the other edges as well. It might not have. It has, so that's fine. I was worried that it mightn't have connected something up here. Or you could use vertices instead and go to your target weld tool and then connect vertexes. I usually actually prefer to use vertexes because you can be more precise, and that will close it up as well. So you can fix areas of mistakes by deleting all the faces and then extruding the edges and then welding the points back down. Alright, so that's just a little quick video for those two useful tools.